Hey you all, this is Talia Longchamp with Spirited by Talia, and I wanted to talk today about mirrors and love. So basically, when we talk about soulmates and we talk about twin flames and twin souls and mirror souls and false twin flames even, um, we hear a lot about mirrors. That our soulmates or our twin flame is our perfect mirror. And the relationships that we have in our lives, whether they're friendships, intimate relationships that are romantic, family members, teachers, peers, anything, are karmic relationships. And they are also our mirrors, mirroring back to us an aspect of ourselves. Now, specifically with twin flames, you know, a perfect mirror is something that is hard to digest because it's hard to fathom that there can be a person in this world who pretty much resembles us perfectly or exactly. And I think we can get caught up in the 3D perception of that, in the 3D perspective of mirrors, because when you think about it, there are all kinds of mirrors. When you go to a circus and you step into like one of those fun rooms, there are mirrors that make you look fat, mirrors that make you look skinny, mirrors that are three-way that you can see yourself forward, left, and right. There are mirrors that you can see the back of you. There are mirrors that you cannot see the back of you. There are mirrors that you can't see in front of you, but you can see through them, and you can see another person through them. There are mirrors where you can't see another person through them. There are black mirrors. There are red mirrors. So there are crystal balls where you see everything around you. You don't really see yourself. So I want to talk about how love and mirrors intersect one another in regards to ourself. We are the 0 point. We are the main character in our lives. We are the focal point. We are a unique soul coming into this human existence to have an experience, to have an experience that's going to help us expand our consciousness. Whatever experience that may be, it is there to help our soul and our soul's journey expand. And whatever lifetime we may be in, which is in a lifetime of not really focusing so much on the consciousness, but focusing on the material, or focusing on the consciousness and not so much the material, focusing on this may be a lifetime where you're not going to meet your twin flame. This may be a lifetime where you do. This may be a lifetime where you meet different soulmates, not necessarily as romantic partners, but as friends, maybe as romantic partners too, maybe not. And all of it is completely valid. It doesn't make you better or worse than anyone if this is your lifetime to meet a twin flame and stay with the twin flame. This does not make you a better or worse person if you marry a soulmate, if you don't marry a soulmate. Perfectly fine. It does not matter. Every existence is valid because it is happening. So I want to get into, I'm wearing my gym attire again because that's just like what I do. I just lounge around and I wear gym clothes and sweaters. You can't see behind me that much, but this whole rack right here are just sweaters that I can just stay at home in because that's how adamant I am about being comfortable, and I shop for loungewear. Like I shop to lounge. So that's my life. And sometimes I even take them outside because that's my life too. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's talk about a basic mirror. A mirror that you can see yourself reflected in. It's you. And whatever you see in that mirror is basically going to be the starting point of your experience here on this planet. And if you like what you see, great. And if you don't, great. Because either way, you're going to be sent other mirrors to reflect back to you who you truly are in this lifetime, who you could be in this lifetime, who you could be, who you are. I don't want to say who you could be, who you are. And there are also mirrors that are going to be meeting you in your life that show you who you are not. But they will reflect back to you something that is true about yourself. So let's start with the basic mirror, a basic two-way mirror, right? You're seeing yourself. A lot of people judge what they see negatively. I don't like my nose. I don't like my teeth. They're crooked. I don't like the shape of my mouth. My eyes, one is going this way, one is going that way. I don't like the color of my skin. I don't think I'm skinny enough. I don't think I have enough curves. I don't like my hair. I don't like the texture. I don't like the color. I don't like. And that starts coming into I don't love. So we are all here to experience love and true love and divine love within ourselves first and foremost before anyone else. Period. I don't care what anyone tells you. No one is your better half. No one is your other half. We are all here to remember ourselves as whole. Period. And that comes with recognizing our existence on multiple dimensions, on multiple levels, the lowest and the highest, and recognizing that is a complete and whole soul. We are a complete and whole soul, and all we are ever doing is remembering aspects of ourselves, aspects of our truths, aspects of our being, so that we can remember that we are sovereign, because we are sovereign. But it doesn't help if we do and say things about ourselves that put us in a place of non-sovereignty, that put us in a place of separation to our true inner alignment, heart space, third eye consciousness being. So it is not an easy journey to like yourself, let alone love yourself. So what happens? The universe, God, whatever you want to call it, sends you people, just people. You are born into a family, sends you other human beings, whether you were born into them or whether you meet them later along the way, that reflect to you aspects of yourself that you do like and that you don't like and that you want to work on, and aspects of yourself that need to be healed so that you can like and love yourself, and aspects of yourself that may have been abused that are the core reasons, or traumatized or neglected or shut down, or whatever it is, that are the core reasons for why you feel the way you do about yourself, whether it be positive or negative. And there's nothing wrong, there's nothing bad or good about negative, and there's nothing bad or good about positive. They're just energies. If we were to try and live an existence of 100% positive all the time, that wouldn't be so great, because there's no room really to grow and there's no room to expand. If we were done expanding, we wouldn't really have a point of being here. So we need the negative and we need the positive, but the whole point too is to purify the negative and the positive. What does that mean? Purifying negative energy means understanding your shadow aspect, understanding the shadow aspects of the world. And how you purify that is by healing yourself, healing your own trauma, healing your own wounds. When you do that, darkness in and of itself is not bad or evil. It's just darkness. It's just a shadow. When we speak of negative energy, we speak about what clings onto those shadows: memories, traumas, abuses, neglection, feeling neglected, whether currently or in the past. Those memories create an energy. And that energy, if it's not dealt with, and if it's not dealt with if it's not dealt with in a way, because healing happens in cycles, if it's not dealt with in a way where it is cleared, it is stored in your shadow and becomes negative energy. So you clear that up by healing. And by loving and liking yourself. And then it's just energy. And then it's just a shadow. It's just a shadow. There's nothing that your light and your love and you doing the work on yourself and you healing helps dissipate those memories, those wounds, that toxicity. And all of a sudden it just becomes negative, positive, because yin and yang is just a duality that we can understand here on earth, but in reality, in the real reality, there is no separation, all is one. So I'll get into that later. So when we talk about meeting other people that are our mirrors, let's start with the most basic. When you are in school and you start making friends, there are going to be mean kids, there are going to be nice kids, there are going to be friends that you have that are mean, there are going to be friends that you have that are nice. There are friends that you're going to have that you quietly observe. You do not like how they act. You do not like how they behave towards other people, because you know that you don't behave like that. That you weren't taught that way, and even if you were taught that way, that's not how I treat other people. That number one observance is you using another person as a mirror. I don't treat people that way. Now, as you get older, you start making choices. I don't treat people that way. Do I still want to hang out with that person? Or I don't treat people that way, but I'm going to still hang out with that person for X, Y, and Z. They're the leader of the pack. That's just the way it is. They're my boss. They're the most popular girl or guy in school. I'm dating them, and I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't have that person. The list goes on and on and on as to why we choose to stay in relationships that are not reflecting our best self. And that goes back to looking into the mirror and saying, I do not like this, and this about myself. You are going to attract people into your life that are going to either make you feel comfortable right at home or uncomfortable. And whether you're staying around people who make you feel comfortable or uncomfortable is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you are in alignment with yourself, if you're more in alignment with yourself and you think, I like myself a lot, I love who I am, it gets harder to want to be around people who treat other people badly, because actually it's not that they're hot shit, it's that they don't like themselves. It's that they don't love themselves. And the way they act out is by making other people feel bad about themselves to make them feel higher. And so with that, that's where free will kind of comes to play. When you're young, it's hard to really be brave. It's changing now. But when you're young, it's hard to be brave because no one wants to be without friends when you're young. Especially in middle school. It is very, very hard in middle school. It's hard in high school. But in high school is when it starts happening, when you start making choices on who you ultimately want to become. You start seeing a picture, and then in college, it starts setting around middle school, high school. Around high school. So that's the first kind of mirror. And the opposite is true. You have a friend when you're young, and that person is just a ball of sunshine. Like wherever they go, they are all smiles. They make people laugh. They make people feel good about themselves because they feel good about themselves. Whether they came from a shit family or not, that does not determine that that person is going to be I don't want to say a bad person, but a person who doesn't make the greatest choices for themselves or others. It does not determine that. What does determine that is that person's choice of, you know what, I feel good. I want other people to feel good too. Or I didn't have the best day today at home, but you know what, it's okay. I'm going to make sure that the next person has a great day. And that it's going to make me feel good, and then we're both feeling good. And if you really like that person, guess what? That's an aspect of you too that you like within yourself. So you can start checking that off. Every time you're around someone that makes you feel good about yourself and you see them making others feel good about themselves, that is an aspect of you that you are remembering, that it already lives within you, that is asking and begging you to bring it to the forefront, because you need more of that in your life for you before you can bring it to anyone else. So that's the first kind of mirror. The people who come into your life and are reflecting directly, I like that, I don't like that, I'm going to stick around, I'm not going to stick around. Or I am going to stick around, and or whatever it is. Now I'm going to talk about a one-way mirror. where you can see the other person, they can't see you. So you're more easily, they're not really in your life. They may not be directly in your life, so you're observing more from the background their behavior. And this could be a person that you admire. This could be someone that you are inquisitive about. This could be anyone. This could be a celebrity. This could be your mom, your dad, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle. This could be someone in school that you don't really know. They don't really know you, but they're out there and you can observe them. Now, again, a mirror. They can't see you, but you can see them. They become like, a study for you. And that's okay, because we're all here to remember aspects of ourselves, and people come into our lives to remind us of ourselves, who we want to be and who we don't want to be. And that's okay to observe other people. It's okay. It's okay because when you observe other people, you're observing yourself. It's the easiest way to do it. That's why we have relationships, to realize the oneness and the non-separation, but to also have boundaries. Where do I start and end? Where do I begin? Where does another person start and end? Because if you have someone in your life where they're in your life because of a job or at school, you're in the same class, and their energy is all over the place, you're going to have to know, and even in something that's healthy, in a relationship that is healthy, in a relationship with anyone, with a friendship, with a lover, whoever it is, what is me? What is you? Do I want to do this? Do I want to go out? Do I not want to go out? Like, whatever it is, you have to know where you start and end and where another person starts and ends. It's very important, because within oneness, you still have to learn and harness personal boundaries. And a lot of times when people get hurt is because when they don't have boundaries. They get entangled. They have a soul tie. They get entangled and enmeshed with another person's energy for whatever reason. And that happens literally to everyone. And it's to teach us. It's to teach us who we are and who we are not, who we want to be and who we don't want to be. It's all about remembering who we truly are our authentic selves, not to be someone else, not to be like someone else, to remember our authentic selves, not to worship another person or being, not to put someone else down, not to steal, not to abuse. How do we love and recognize and appreciate and like and be our authentic selves? Mirrors other people. So when you are observing this other person, you could love their style. You could love how they command a room. You could love how they can receive freely. You can love how you know that they take time to get ready in the morning. You can love so many things about them. But you can also know that this isn't necessarily a nice person. Because as much as they receive, they don't give. As much as they like to take time in the mirror, they might be a little too reliant on their physical appearance and not focusing so much on their soul or on their heart or on the souls or hearts of other people, right? But how, it's such a contradiction. How could I love these things about this person, but I also observe, one-way mirror, I also observe that they don't really treat other people the way that I would want to treat them or how I would want to be treated? How are they receiving so much? How, And this is getting into more of the narcissistic area, which I don't really want to talk. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just, I actually have a post already about that on Spirited by Talia, about narcissism versus self-love. Real quick, narcissism is pushing other people away. Self-love is, narcissism is pushing others away. Love and self-love is bringing them closer to you. Okay. Just a brief oversight. a brief overview of narcissism versus self-love. Um, yeah, how could that be? Well, what you're observing that you do love about that person, what you do admire about that person, maybe there's a deficiency in you. Maybe, and not a deficiency in a bad way, maybe it's just that you want to learn how to command a room. Maybe it's that you would like to take more time on your appearance, which is totally okay. Maybe it's that you want to learn how to receive because you're so used to giving. And you admire those qualities in that person because it seems to come so easy, but actually it doesn't. If you observe that they are also not a great person. Now, when you observe someone who is actually of the light and can give and receive freely and knows how to command a room and, oh my God, all eyes on them. They know how to disperse that so that everyone is also getting it. People around them are also getting attention. They are glowing and lighting up the room wherever they go. They take extra time in the morning to get ready. Holy crap. I want some of that. Guess what? You are some of that. You are some of that. And it's okay if you observed it in another person and it's not completely coming from a higher self place. It's okay because it's a start in remembering who you are. Because then you start feeling, the whole point is that you become inspired to be your best self. It doesn't really matter where or who it's coming from. The point is that you get inspired to become your highest self. Then it starts to become easier when you start embodying your highest self to know the difference between someone who is of the false light and someone who is of true, pure love light. And the difference becomes clearer once you're able to claim your own energy more, once you're able to like and love yourself more. You can feel it. You can feel when someone is genuine and when someone is not. You can feel it. It's just something that you can feel, whether you're an empath or not, whether you're a born psychic or something that you're expanding for yourself. You can feel it. You just know. And there are also clues, but again, that's another video. There's also clues, like verbal, conversational, just observances that give people away, whether they're genuine or not. That's another video. Okay, so that is the one-way mirror. The whole point, no matter who you're looking at, if it strikes you in a positive way, chances are there are aspects of yourself that are dormant or that are not so much dormant, but that are wanting to be released more, because that's going to help keep you in alignment with who you truly are and who you're meant to become, right? So now, what happens when you meet someone and you don't like them? Whether it's a direct mirror, whether it's a two-way mirror, what if this is a mirror, a one-way mirror? What if this is a mirror that you look at and you see distortion? Ugh, I do not like that person and I do not know why. I just don't like them. I just can't when they're around. I just don't like them. I don't like their vibe. I don't like the way they dress. I don't like their smile. Something about them I don't like. I don't know what it is, but now I'm acting like an asshole because I don't like them and I don't know why. And it's frustrating as shit when you're young and you don't know why you don't like someone and you start behaving in a way that you feel is not in alignment with your highest self, but you don't know how to get out of it. So what's that? That is your intuition giving you a clue to something within you that is like that person or that thing, whatever it is that you don't like, that is like that, or an aspect of you that needs to be healed, or an aspect of you that is hurt that needs to be healed. Either way, it needs to be healed. Why would another person that you don't know why you don't like mirror back to you an aspect of yourself that needs to be healed? If it's not how you are, and it's not how you act, why would I need to be healed? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I will tell you that in my experience, I have found that behaviors of other people that make you feel like you don't like them, you don't know why, is your intuition, your gut, your instinct telling you something about someone or something not being in alignment, right? Is telling you something about something or someone not being in alignment with their authentic selves or with its authentic self. It could be a career too. It could be a career path. It could be a career choice that is not in alignment with you. It could be a person that is not in alignment with you, or that person is not in alignment with themselves, and it's resonating with you in not a positive way. Stay away. That is an indicator to stay away. That can also be an indicator to stay away. But also look at that, because you may have to still heal from those times when you were younger, when you felt neglected, pushed aside, abused, traumatized, for whatever it is. And traumas can develop so easily. It doesn't have to be the worst case scenarios. Trauma could be anything, from someone screaming at you, from someone yelling at you, from you seeing something on TV that took away your innocence real quick. I know that's happened to me, that I've had to heal from. Anything could cause a trauma within a human being. And it's all valid, right? We're not here to invalidate anyone's experience. We're here to grow and learn and expand ourselves so that we can have more compassion and empathy for the next person, for ourselves first and for the next person, and love. So when we are healing ourselves and growing and expanding, the best way to do it is through other people, no matter what kind of mirror that they are. And I can go on and on and on about different kinds of mirrors, but you get the idea. That resonance with you, or resonance that, or non-resonance, is soul speaking to you. Is your higher self trying to speak to you here, physically, is trying to speak to you. So let me give you an example. I don't like this person. I don't know why. They're making me angry. I remember someone who was like that I went to school with, who made me feel excluded from the group. And I never really looked at that. I know that it bothered me when I was younger. I get it. That bothered me. But now it's almost like this person, through another person, is coming into my life again. And I really don't like that energy of feeling excluded. See? So, exclusion. We have such a thing here in our society about feeling included, feeling like we belong, feeling like we have a community, right? Because historically, ancestrally, if we did not fit into the communities that we were born into, we were cast aside. And cast aside meant you were eaten by wolves, literally. If you did not fit into a community, for whatever reason, it meant all types of dark stuff, and you were on your own. You didn't eat, you didn't see your family, you were on your own for the wolves to get you. And that is why it is so scary to feel not a part of something for people today in society. It is ancestral. It is not just something that happened in your childhood. It is an ancestral wound. It is a religious wound. It is a societal wound that needs to be healed. But the only way to heal that is to heal yourself first. So what's a blowover answer to that, not feeling included? There's no such thing as non-inclusion. We're all one. There is no such thing as separation, right? But that's not always, okay, great, there's no such thing as separation, but it didn't stop me from 10, 12, 15 years ago when I felt that, and that is still making me feel some type of way now. Understanding non-separation is not helping me right now. So what do? You become your own best friend. You learn how to become your own best friend. If you felt like you didn't have a lot of friends, if you did not have a lot of friends growing up, or you did, but you still felt alone, if you felt separated from something or anything, or everything, you learn how to become your own best friend for the rest of your life. So you can never feel that again. So you won't ever feel that again. And then people like that, you don't hear them anymore. You don't see them anymore. They don't bother you anymore. That's an example. And that all goes back into self-love and liking yourself, because you, in a loving way, become your twin flame. You, obviously in a loving way, you become your twin flame. You become your soulmate, because you are your soulmate. You are your first twin flame. You are your first soulmate. And you make it your mission to become whole on your own, independent, not separate, but being able to exist in a world, in a society, in a universe, wholly as your authentic self, where nothing gets to you. Because you know yourself. You love yourself. You like yourself. You like who you are. Now, the other kind of mirror I'm going to talk about is the mirror you hold up to society. Let me break it down to you real quick. A lot of the wounds that we have are wounds that are pretty much reflective of the wounds that society holds within itself. We all want to be seen, loved, heard, included, have a sense of belonging. We all want to be loved. We all, you get what I'm saying? And because we all want those things so bad, without looking at ourselves first, without liking or loving ourselves first, and without feeling like we belong to ourselves first, it creates fear. It creates a fear of, if I don't have love, a sense of instant belonging, if I don't have inclusion, XYZ. If I don't have these things, I won't survive. That's basically what it comes down to. If I don't have these things, I will not survive. Which, if you're listening to this, that sounds ridiculous, right? If I don't have a friend, if I don't have a relationship, if I don't have a boyfriend, if I don't belong to some kind of community, I won't survive, I'll die. It sounds ridiculous, right? It's not. It's valid, because it came from a truth way, way, way back from someone in your family. That was a truth, and it gets passed on through generation to generation, which is why no one wants to feel, whether it's through a church, whether it's through a school board or whatever it is, a social club, a yacht club, any club, all the clubs, a relationship. It does not matter. Being outside of a systematic norm means you are left to die deep inside your DNA. That's the illusion. It's the illusion, especially today. It is the illusion. It was an illusion then. I mean, wolves are very real. Danger is very real. But they didn't always mean physical danger. They meant socially. If no one spoke to you, there was something very wrong with you. And I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. If 15 people don't like you, then 15 people don't like you. If 50 people don't like you, then 50 people don't like you. If 100,000 million people don't like you, then 100,000 million people don't like you. Still here, still alive. So you didn't die. So that is 100 million thousand people that don't matter. Because if they did like you, it still wouldn't matter. Because all that matters is that you like yourself. All that matters is that you're good with you, that you fit in with you. And then moving on throughout the rest of your journey, throughout the rest of your life, becomes that much easier because you're not worried about pleasing other people. You're not worried about what other people think about you. You're not concerned. It's food for thought, like, oh, that's an interesting observation about me, whether it's positive or negative, whether it's good or bad. Oh, okay, cool. And, you start feeling the same way about the positive and negative both, because at the end of the day, the only person that truly knows you is you. The only person who's ever had your experience and knows your truth is you and God and or the universe, whatever you want to call it. You're the only person who knows. who you are and what you've had to go through to become more of who you are and what stood in your way. You're the only person who knows. So who is another person to judge? Everyone should be focused on themselves. And if they're so focused on you, or you're so focused on what other people are thinking or saying about you, you're halting your work. You're not doing your work. Don't start talking about a soulmate. Don't start talking about the love of your life. Don't start talking about a twin flame. If you are so focused on the appearance, and as a society, this is just a truth, especially today with social media, if you are so focused on your appearance and how you're coming off to the world, how are you going to see the beauty that is you? How are you going to see you if you're focused on other people seeing you? That's confidence. Confidence is me, me, and then you. My cup runneth over. I love me so much, you know what? I have enough left to give over to you. I'm not stingy. I'm not doing this. I'm not pushing you away. I'm pulling it in. I'm giving to myself first because that's love. And I like myself so much, I just want to give this to myself first. And then I can focus on others. Or not. I can just, focus on one other, the significant other, whatever. So you really ought to think about relationships. But the number one relationship you need to focus on the most is the one that you have with yourself. So we spoke about love. We talk about love. We talk about mirrors. And there are all kinds of mirrors, and they are there for all kinds of reasons. And I can go on and on and on about it. But you want to know what? It is so much more fun. And it is so much more gratifying learning it for yourself and applying your own consciousness and growing your own consciousness through that and learning and putting your own spin and your own kind of flex on it. There's so much information out there on the internet. There are so many spiritual leaders talking about the same things, but everyone has a different style. Some people come from complete left or right or up and down perspectives. But guess what? You're born on this planet to learn and grow and love and understand your perspective and see how it rings true, see how it's reflected in society, in other people, in yourself, in your relationships. You're here to discover. You're here to play. You're here to play. You're here to love. So don't ever forget that. You are the most important relationship in your life, period. You are the greatest love of your life, period. You are your soulmate, and you are your twin flame. And that's what I have to say about soulmates and twin flames. And that's what I have to say about mirrors and love. Okay? Thank you.